join me for our next French adventure. We're at Meadow Lake, which is situated in the Limoges region of France. It's a 10-acre pit. It has a big head of 40 and 50-pound fish. We've got 7 nights. Me and Roger, we travelled down. So we're going to give it a real good go. We're going to go through all the rigs, all the tactics, how we're going to go about the baiting, everything to do with the lake, the stock, the facilities, and we're just going to have a bloody good time. So, without further ado, welcome to the vlog. Well, you can see the rods are out. Finally managed to get them out. We've been messing about all day, setting up the bivvy, getting the bait done, the rigs tied, and cooking some dinner and that. So it's been a bit hectic. It's been 30 degrees today and I've got a bit of sunburn. I've had no sleep, but we're sorted. We're out for the night. Now, normally what happens is, on the first night, I don't take it too seriously. It's a long old journey and we're tired, and I don't know how much bait has been going in over the last week. You know, it could be nothing out there. There could be 20 kilos sitting out in my swim. So I go really light, I'll give it a spray, maybe out in the bait boat, and just drop the leads and drop a little bit of bait, 3 different spots that I fancy, and then sort of find a better spot or spots tomorrow. So that's what we've done. We've managed to get the rods out, slackened off the lines. I'm hoping to catch one, which would be really good. But we've got 7 nights, so there's no rush. Lake's looking lovely. It's a 10-acre lake with a fantastic stock. You know, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be away from work for a week and to relax and try and catch some of them whackers. So that's it for the first night. I'll come back to you in the morning. Hopefully we may have one in the night, but I'm not holding out much hope. But tomorrow we'll give it a good go, and we'll go through the tactics and the bait and the rigs and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, join me for the vlog for the whole 7 days, and I hope you enjoy it. See you in the morning. Very quiet for me and Roger last night, which I suspected it would be because it's our first night on. The sun's up, high in the air. It's going to be another hot one today. But I did manage to catch up on some sleep. So, yeah, I've just woken up. It's about 9 o'clock. Well, I did wake up earlier on and watch the walk for a while, but just had to go back to sleep to catch up with it. So I'm raring to go today. I'm going to reel in a minute, go and have some breakfast, recharge the batteries, have a lovely shower. And then we're going to come back and reevaluate the situation, maybe go for a bit of stalking. There's a lovely little stalking spot up there, put a bit of bait in, see what happens, and yeah, get stuck into it. So, see you in a while. It's amazing what a nice, proper, hot shower and a decent breakfast does for your morale when it's bloody 30 degrees, proper scorcher. So I thought I'd take the opportunity while the rods are in for the rest of the day to show you the rigs that I'm using on this trip, and really a rigs that I use as a starting basis on any French or European adventure I go on. It's exactly the same. I favour a blowback type rig. I'll just run you through it, and it's done me proud over the years on every sort of foreign venue that I've been to. I don't use snowman type blowback rigs like this back in the UK, but I do when I come to these little adventures of ours. First of all, the line, it's a 15-pound fluorocarbon coated mono, so it gives you the option of casting or putting out in your boat. It sinks very well. But this particular lake, there's no snags in it. It goes from 3 foot for 10 foot one end, and there's no weed, anything like that, so I want my line as low down at the bottom as possible. So it's 15-pound fluorocarbon coated mono. Then I've got a length of about 1.5 foot, I suppose, of tungsten tubing. Corda or ESP do really good heavy, supple, that you can thread the line through tungsten tubing. They're the two best that I've found. There may be other good ones on the market, but they're the two which I've found are the best. A lead clip system, nice heavy lead, 4 ounce lead, because I want to get that bait down to the bottom, no matter how deep it is. I want it to eject the lead as well, but I want to use the weight of that lead, 4 ounce, sometimes it'd be 3 ounce or 5 ounce, but I want to use that weight to set the hook as much as possible. Then I use a length of about a foot, I reckon, of coated semi-stiff braid. This is a 30 pound. I use it a lot for my multi-rigs in the UK, and it's just a perfect hook length because it's not too stiff, it's nice and supple, but it gives that tiny little bit of stiffness, so it just lays it out a little bit on a tight line, whether it's from the boat or you're casting. It just lay it out, but it gives all the movement to be able to go in the fish's mouth. That's why it's about a foot, 12 to 18 inches long. I want it as long as possible because the fish on these venues, they're quite deep bodied, they're bigger fish than the UK generally, and they tend to tip up and move a lot of water. So I don't want a little short rig where it only just picks it up like that, or it doesn't get to pick it up in the right way. I want it to, you know, give them enough rope and they'll hang themselves, that type of thing. So 12 to 18 inches long. I've got a curved shank type hook, a great pattern I've found for using a snowman setup. They're super sharp. This is a barbless version because at Meadow Lake it's the barbless only rule, and you've got to use lead clips with the tubing as well. That's one of the rules. I don't use any sort of any shrink tubing on the end to kick it around. I just use it naked, just like that, tied on with a big ring, so it can move backwards and forwards really easily. And I use about an inch gap of the hair between a 15, or you can use an 18mm bottom bait. This is a Pacific tuna, and I've got a Northern Special normal, not a Northern Special +1, but a Northern Special normal, and that sinks that down on the snowman presentation absolutely perfectly. So the hook lays flat and that's just sitting above. It sinks down really slowly, so the semi-stiffness of the hook link, I just kick it out just a little bit. All 3 rods that I've baited and put out there, I've tested them beforehand, and that just sinks down absolutely lovely like that. Now, because it's critically balanced, if it was too light, then I'll trim some off of the pop-up just so it sinks slowly. When them fish are moving about, that'll waft up a little bit, and you might get the reaction where a fish just goes boom and just see something flash between its face, or a bit of food item comes up off the bottom and it goes into it. Also, even if it's feeding off the bottom, where it's critically balanced, it's going to go back further into the mouth, and using that 1 to 1.5 inch hair separation between the hook and the bait, I found that the blowback and the curved shank nature of the rig, it really works really well, and I've had lots of fish from all over Europe using this rig. A couple of bits of heavy metal putty on there just to sink it down, just to keep it flat, and that's about it. That's, you know, pretty simple, pretty straightforward, no bells and whistles with these types of rigs that I use for these types of venues, and it's done me very well in the past, and I'm hoping it's going to do me very well on the 6 nights that we've got left. So there you go, that's the rig that I use. With the rigs tied and the rod positioned for the night, with time moving on, it was a case of sitting there relaxing, enjoying, watching the sunset, dreaming of what was to come. Good morning and welcome to day 3. As you can see, it's a bit of a misty morning this morning, a lot cooler, and we're due some rain any minute. Still fishless, but Roger's had one over the other side about 4:30. Would you believe it? I was asleep and I even heard it's that quiet over here and that beautiful that I heard his buzzer go 4:30 this morning. It woke me up. I've seen one fish in my area a little while ago, so it's still time, and it's about 6:30 this morning. Look at it, look, beautiful out there, looking really nice. At least it's not going to be 30 degrees today. You probably see me head shining like a good one. But yeah, we've still got a chance this morning. Still looking good. But if we don't have a bite this morning, it may be a case of having a move. That's why I'm up early. It's always worth getting up early, even in France, just to see where they're fizzing or showing. It may be where the fish have moved into an area, and it may be worth a move. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to let this rain pass. Probably go for some breakfast about 10 o'clock, reel in. Hopefully we might have had one by then, but I'm not holding out any hope, because all the fish I've heard last night, seen this morning, are over Roger's area, so it might be a bit of poaching going on later on, just so we get off the mark. But we're off the mark. Roger's got one. I don't know how big it is yet, but I'm sure he'll tell me later on at breakfast. And we're just going to keep on keeping our fingers crossed to try and get a bite this morning before that rain comes in. But at least it's better, more carpy conditions. I'm going to get the kettle on, and yeah, welcome to day 3. See you soon. As the clouds gathered and the rain approached, it wasn't long before it started absolutely pouring down. As soon as that rain stopped and the sun started to come out, we had one. Well, just in the middle of a rainstorm, that rain finally arrived. Just as the rain stopped, middle rod's away, absolute one-toner. Just shows you a little bit of cooler weather and you're going to get bites. Got an absolute cracking mirror to show you, 49.8. It's just absolutely superb to be off the mark. Let's get her up and show you. Proper good fight as well. Have a look at this. Have a look at the scales on this. Look at the scales on this beast. Look at the scales on that. Whew, what a fish. What a fish. First of many, hopefully. And Roger's had one as well, so we're off the mark, the two of us. Whew, absolutely made up with that. 49.5 pound. Don't get better than that, does it? Meadow Lake. Right, I'm going to get her back. Let's see if we can catch another one. See you soon, guys. Well, made up with catching our first one, off the mark. Takes the pressure off a little bit. Just had our breakfast, so I thought, before I get the rods out again, we'll talk about the bait I'm using, why I'm using it, the liquids that I use over it, and my sort of baiting strategy for the week. Right, bait. It's a very personal thing. To me, you've got to have confidence in your bait. It doesn't matter what bait it is, fish meal, bird food, protein bait, whatever it is. If you've got confidence in it, that's the bait to use, because that will put more fish on the bank for you, just having that confidence in it. As the water temperature gets up, like it is now, I mean, it's got to be about 18, 19 degrees. The water temperature, it's summer, it's late spring, early summer. I tend to favour a good quality fish meal. Lots of companies do really good fish meals, so it doesn't have to be the one that I use. It's just my personal preference. I like the Pacific tuna. Good quality, proven track record. I've caught fish on it. I've got the utmost confidence in it. I like different sizes. So I've got 18s, I've got 15s, I've got the dumbbells, I've got little 10 mils. I like lots of different sizes so they can't regulate their suck, so your hook bait is going to go into their mouth more freely. Well, that's my thought behind it anyway. That's what gives me confidence in doing. I also put a bit of corn in there as well, just to give it a bit of colour. Pellet if you can use them, you know, hemp if you can use them. You can't on Meadow Lake. You can only use boilies and ground baits and the pellet which they sell themselves, which is a carp pellet, a low oil carp pellet. So to sort of combat this, I use a mixture of the L0 tuna liquid, really salty liquid, fish really love it, highly nutritious. It's a very thick liquid, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get that liquid into the boilies. So I mix 50-50 at this time of the year with salmon oil, good quality salmon oil, 50-50. Shake it all up, mix it all together, and then what I do is I pour a liberal amount over the boilies, at least 24 hours, maybe 48 hours before I want to use them, so it sucks it all in. Put it in a bucket, pour it on, give it a good shake, and it'll glisten, it'll glaze them all. Over the course of those 24 hours, it's going to suck it all in. And that gives two ways that will work for you. One, you've got the L030, it thins it out, gets into the bait more, gets into the water system a lot quicker. And also the salmon oil, what it does is where it infuses into it, when it's been out in the lake a while and the fish start feeding on it, you'll sometimes get little flat spots come up where the bubblers are, or you might just get a flat spot come up, and it gives you an indication that fish are on your baited area. I also chop some of those up. I just like to have lots of different sized food items in there to keep them guessing. Adding to that, like I said, the sweet corn as well, and you know you've got everything in there to keep them guessing, everything they like, kicking out lots of attraction. The first night I tend to go very lightly. The second night, if I've had nothing, or if I've had something, I start to put out a bit of bait for the week. So last night I put out probably about 4 kilo of the different bits and pieces, you know, the different sizes and all that. I laid out a carpet with the bait boat, I put a marker out and I laid out the bait all around that area. I'm fishing all 3 rods at the same distance wrap. Just as the silt hits the gravel or sand or clay or whatever it is, I've laid it out all around there, and I'm fishing 2 rods either side of that baited area and 1 rod right at the back, right in the middle of all that goodness, all that bait. So I've got fish coming in from the sides, I've got fish coming in from the edges, and also it gives you indication as well if you're getting the odd liners, which I have had, but quite a few liners this morning prior to bite, and since I've come back I've seen a bit of fizzing out there, a couple of flat spots, so I'm going to get the rods out again in a minute. So that's my thinking on the bait side of it. I will increase that as the week goes on. The more bites I get, I'll start putting in, you know, more. If I don't get any bites, I'll decrease it. So the fish tell me how much bait I need to put in for that session. Start off slow, build up. If it slows down again, don't put as much bait in. So I thought I'd share that with you, how I tackle my sort of French session, you know, weeks fishing, and hopefully it'll work a little bit more, because we've had one this morning. But that's my sort of outlook on baiting wherever I go for, you know, the fishing when I do my foreign adventures. I hope you can take something from that, guys, and I hope you can apply that to your own adventures in the UK and in France or Holland, Germany, wherever you're going, and hopefully I'll put a few more fish on the bank for you. Time moves fast on these type of trips, with the sun going down, finally getting the rods out. I was hoping for a repeat performance of the morning before. Well, good morning. Welcome to day 4. Look at that misty morning. How beautiful is that? You may notice down there that we've only got 2 rods out, because I've got one in the net, just landed it down there. Deep body fish. So we're going to get her out, weigh her up, so you can see her. I lost the fish at 2 o'clock, so I was a bit gutted about that. Dubbed me round left to the reeds. But I've just had this one, the sun's coming up, beautiful, £41.12. Let's have a little look at her. Big deep body fish, this one. A little different than the other one. Have a look at this. This is the type of fish that Meadow Lake's renowned for. Another good one. £41, 12 ounce. Look at that, big old chunky deep bodied mirror. Whew. What you come here for, isn't it? What a beautiful fish. What an absolute cracker. And that spot's just starting to rock now, isn't it? 2 bites last night, a bite the night before. Hopefully we'll have a few more. Well, I'm going to get her back, get the rod back out. See you soon. Well, good evening, guys. Haven't been doing much of the vlog today because it's been 28 degrees since you last saw me. That cracking fish, another good one, 41 plus. We've been doing a bit of work today, a bit of filming for these new products for Roger's company. I've been up the shops, went in the local town, went to the local supermarket, got a few bits and pieces. Nice shower, lovely steak dinner. So really haven't done nothing all day. Put some bait out earlier on, got it out there on the spots, ready for tonight. As I say, got no rods out yet. I don't know if you can see my marker float out there. You may be able to see it out there. Well, that's why I'm just about to put a load of gear on top of it. I'd already put quite a bit out earlier on, but tonight, in about the next hour and a half, we're meant to be the start of about 36 hours of torrential rain, low pressure, winds. Yeah, it's looking like very carpy, good chance of getting a few bites, and hopefully, fingers crossed, Roger getting off the mark. Can't see him blanking with weather like this for the next 3 days. Thursday's going to be a little bit more colder, cooler, and Friday's going to be a bit rainy as well. So all the hot weather seems to have disappeared. The carpy weather has arrived. I'm going to get all 3 rods, put new baits on, same as I've been using, same blowback rig that I showed you to tie a few days ago. Put those baits out by the boat. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we will have a lot of more of these cracking big monsters to show you over next. What we got? We got Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday. Well, no, it's Tuesday a day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We've still got 4 nights, so we're about halfway through the session, the week-long session. All to play for. Right, I'm gonna get the rods out. You know you're gonna see me first thing in the morning with a big whacker. Well, let's hope so anyway. See you soon, guys. With the weatherman getting it right for once, with the wind and the rain, it really was blowing a hooligan. It was definitely time to retire to the bivvy, get the kettle on and wait for any potential action in the night to unfold. Well, 10:30, would you believe? And we got by it. We've got one. Been pissing out rain, it's just stopped. Left hand rod, tore away. 42.25 pound mirror. I think it's going to be a good night, a good few days now. That cold weather coming in, that cooler weather. Awesome. Let's have a little sit over and let's get her back. I think it's going to be the first of many tonight. Lovely fish, lovely deep bodied mirror. Lovely fish, look at that. Look at that, look. 42.25. Beautiful, eh? 42.25. Let's get her back and let's definitely catch some more. Well, good morning. Welcome to the 5th day. I'm a bit bivvy bound at the moment because it's absolutely pouring down there. And we've just had a bite, would you believe? Well, it was absolutely pelting it down, and we've got one in the net. Looks about a 30 pounder, mid-30 maybe. Maybe wrong. I just slipped it into the net and got back underneath the bivvy. Just a bit of respite really from that rain. I've just put my waterproofs on, and I'm going to go and weigh her up and have some photographs when it subsides a little bit in the next half an hour. The weather said it may slow down a bit, so that's when we're going to do it. Yeah, that was the only fish we had last night. I was surprised. I thought we was going to have quite a few last night. 10:30 I had that one, but we just had one now. It's 6:30 in the morning, so I'm going to get sorted. See you in a minute. Well, they say looks could be deceiving, don't they? I thought it was about mid-30, but this Meadow Lake cracker, 48 pound on the dot, absolute beauty. Lovely scales either side, right down near the tail. Let's have a little look at her. Beast of a fish. Look at that. Oh, look at that for a beast. Wow, look at that. 48 pound of magic, eh? Surprised we didn't have more during the night. But then, who cares when you get a bit of sleep and they come along like this. Look at that for a beast. Absolute cracking. Oh. Well, I'm going to get this lithelium back and get the rod back out. No more fish after that one this morning. Raining on and off, on and off. Roger still hasn't had anything. 4 nights in. Oh, it's a bleep. Oh, a little bleep there. I've just put the rods back out actually. Reeled in reluctantly this morning to go and have some breakfast because there were fish showing out there, fizzing up, showing over me spots. So I was a little bit reluctant to reel in, but I had to go and charge a load of stuff up. My drone and my batteries for my camera, my batteries for everything really, phone, the lot. So I had to go and recharge, and the bait boat batteries as well. So I went out breakfast, nice breakfast this morning as usual. That's the beauty up there as well, is you've got English plug sockets. So you can plug, you don't have to get the adapters, you can plug them straight into the wall, which is really nice up there. Another nice little touch that they've done. So yeah, so that's all up there charging. I've recast these 3 rods out, just recast them out. But before that, I went over to Roger's swim and took the marker float, and we found a nice spot for him that you can put a bit of bait on, put a couple of rods on, hopefully you're going to catch one. The spot I would fish myself if I was in that swim, 100%. It's a really good spot, feels a nice spot, and I reckon he's going to catch one off it. If he doesn't, it's going to make me look stupid, isn't it? Because I said to him, you've got to have you've got to have 2 rods on that spot, Roger. You've got to put some bait on it, clip it all up, all nice, so when you put the bow out again, it's landing in the same place. I reckon he's going to have a bite off it, definitely. Weather's calmed down. It's a lot cooler, a lot more carpy. They were definitely active last night, you know, having 2 fish. Active this morning when we had to reel in, unfortunately. But I've just put them back out again, put no more bait out. Because the boat's batteries are charging up there, and we're going to see how it goes for the next 4 hours before we have dinner. And that's the update for the time being. It's misty, and misty as can be out there. It's looking bloody lovely, and it's going to continue like this all the way through the night and tomorrow. So I reckon we've got a good chance. I just want to see Rog catch one now. I really do. I think we're going to have a few more. Look, it's just started absolutely pouring. Look, pouring down the brolly. You see it coming past me? That's my cue for getting back in the brivvy, get the kettle on, and see if we catch one before we have dinner. Well, it's pouring down rain. There's a little interlude. Couldn't believe it. Middle of the day, half an hour before we got to go over dinner, and it rips away. They're jumping like mad out. They're fizzing up. I've got an absolute cracking linear. May not be the biggest fish in the lake, but 35 pound is probably the prettiest one we've had so far. So I'm gonna have a little look at her. If she behaves herself, that is. Oh yeah, absolute one toner out the blue. Rods that were cast out. Check this baby out. check this absolute cracker out. If she keeps still for me. She's a bit lively still. Look at that baby. What a beautiful linear. Look at that. Don't get much better than that, does it? Especially in France. You don't get many linears in France, do you? Look at that. What a beautiful fish. Absolutely made up with this one. Whew. Absolutely buzzing. What a good trip we're having, eh? Right, I'm going to get her back before the heavens open again and get off to dinner. Finally stopped raining. Would you believe it? I'm even wearing my chest waders for the last 6 hours. My coat, waterproof, which is absolutely saturated. I went to dinner wearing it. I've come back wearing it. I've had to do my boat, tie my rigs, get it all out, all like this. I've finally got the last rod out, clipped it up, put the bobbin on the floor, turned the receiver on, and the rain stopped. It's always the way, isn't it? It's always the way, but I'm absolutely soaking. Rods are out, they're all down, and we are rocking and ready for another night at Meadow Lake, and I cannot wait because I think we're going to have a few more bites, and I think Roger is in with a very good chance tonight. I really do. After sorting him out those spots, I think he's in with a very, very good chance. So hopefully I'll be getting text messages in the morning. Happy days, I've had one or even two. Right, I'm going to dry out, I'm going to get sorted. Tea, I've lost count the amount of cups of tea I've drunk, but I'm going to have a few more tonight. I'm going to change your clothes, get sorted, ready for the action tonight. Morning it is. Look at that out there. Look at that. Oh. What dreams are made of, isn't it? If you could think of a carpy morning, that'd be it. And it's even more carpy because I've got one in the net. Got one down there. Ready to have his photograph taken. We've just had a bite, it's just first light. Sun's just coming up, and we got one in the net. Don't know how big it is yet, so I'm going to get it out, wait up, get some photos. Hey! Lovely. Well, what a situation to have. One in a retainer, waiting to have his photograph taken, and the other rod rips off. So I'm going to show you the first one. God, these carp don't fight hard here at Meadow Lake. So the first one, 4312, absolute belter. And as I'm playing this one, Roger's got a nice common over on the other bank, so he's actually caught one. What result? Here we go, 4312. Check out this baby. Check out that baby. Look at that. Big old deep-bodied mirror. Whew. Don't get much better than that today. That's what we come here for, these big old lumps. What a cracking fish. Look at that. Whew. Whew. Beautiful fish. Right, let's get her back and show you the other one. Here's the other one, 47 pound exactly. Another absolute beast of a fish. A few nice scales in this one. Absolute gorgeous fish. They're all lovely in here. Let's have a look at her. Hard fight. God, they all give such a hard fight in here. Look at that beast. Look at that one. 47 pound on the dot. Absolute corker. Absolute. I've made up. Actually made up, and I made up for Roger catching one as well. So we're having a brilliant trip. Got to get yourself over it, guys. Meadow Lake, France. Look at that for a beast. Wow. Right, let's get this baby back. Nothing better than having a couple of fish and then going for a proper hot shower, bit of wash up, had some breakfast, sort myself out, put everything on charge. I thought when it's quiet time at the moment, when there's not a lot happening on the lakes, no fishing, no fish showing, that I talk about some of the bits of kit that I use with my French adventures. I know a lot of you message me on my YouTube, my Instagram about what rod do you use, what do you use this, what do you use that. I get loads and loads, and I love replying to them, and thanks for all the questions and keep on sending them in. So I thought I'd just cover, you know, some of the basics of what I use and some of what I think are essentials for not only your French fishing but your UK fishing as well. So rods I use, 3.5 pound test curve rods. The reason I use 3.5 pound test curve rods when I go to France, because I use 3 pound test curve rods back at home, is that in France the fish are bigger generally. You're maybe boating out a little bit further and you need that power because they're so powerful, the fish over here, some of these big fish. You just need that extra bit of power. The lake might be weedy, so you just need that extra bit of power just to be able to get the fish in, you know, to deal with any sort of circumstances. If you're undergunned, it's too late, you're out there for 7 days or however, 2 weeks or however long you've got, and if you're undergunned with your rods, that's it. You know, say if your boat breaks and you have to cast, or you do casting anyway, but it's mainly for those power of those fish to be able to turn them, be able to land them properly and to cover all situations. Line, minimum 15 pound. I mean, most lakes in France on the rules, they state a minimum of 15 pound. So I'm using 15. If I'm fishing a little bit more of a snaggy water, I go to 18 or 20 pound. Reels I use back at home. I should probably upgrade them a bit. I use the SS3000s. If I was going to fish where I'm boating out 100, 200 yards, I'd go for a much bigger pit, spool, reels. But for the venues I fish in France, that's more than adequate. Now, Another essential, I think, is a couple of unhooking mats. Now, reason being I use a couple of unhooking mats is I use one for weighing my fish, and the other one I have in situ, which is a high-walled unhooking mat, where, I mean, they can both be high-walled, but the main one for photographing the fish, I use a high-walled, sturdy, reputable unhooking mat that's going to protect the fish no matter what. Even if you have to adjust the camera or you get another run, you can just leave the fish covered up, or something happens, it's not going to bounce out. A must, I think the essential is to have a high-walled unhooking mat for unhooking. Now, the reason I have a second one, I mean, you don't have to have a second one, but the reason I have a second one is because I weigh my fish at a separate place to where I'm photographing them. I mean, you can do, but I like to keep it, it's a lot less hassle. Near the water's edge, you can lift the fish out, lift it onto another unhooking mat, which has already got one sling. I'll go on to those in a minute, retainer, sorry, and I put the fish in that one and I weigh it up, and I always use a 3-rod bar system that's adjustable on the legs, like a tripod that I can hook my scales on, and I know it's sturdy. I don't have to worry about lifting it up and it falling out and all that. It's sturdy, and it gives you a true reading. I mean, if you get a fish for a lifetime, you want it to be a true reading, don't you? You know, you're dealing with big 40, 50, 60 pound fish sometimes, and you need that extra bit of reliability to be able to hoist that fish up and put it on your scales. When it's on a tripod, it's fixed, it's not going to move. It's just a safety aspect for the fish as well, and not having to move your other unhooking mat and adjust this, and it's just having 2 unhooking mats, because most venues now you don't have to bury your gear, you drive up to your swim. It's just, I know it's something extra to take, but believe me, invest in a tripod, a sturdy one with adjustable legs so you can have it up the height you want, and 2 unhooking mats. One of those has got to be a reputable one with high walls. I think it's an essential. Let's always have 2 retainers as well. That is, like you see this morning, what happened was I had one fish, and what I do is I get it out, I weigh it, and I put it back in the water in a retainer, because I just knew I was going to get another bite. There were fishing jumping over my spots. If you're fishing and you go and weigh that fish up, and you get another run while you're doing it, what you're going to do, you put that fish back in a retainer, you get the other one in the net, you're like, oh, that fish might, you have to, it's just a hassle. So having 2 retainers, you can get that second fish in, put that fish in retainer, and then get all your camera gear set up and get sorted. You've got 2 fish in retainers, and you've still got a net. You still have a net which is able. I do take 2 nets, I must admit. I mean, heaven forbid if you get 3 or 4 runs all in a quick succession, which you can do on some of these venues. It's best to be prepared where the fish are safe and sound, and that's the main thing, at rest in the water's edge, in one of those retainers or 2 retainers. You've still got a net to land that second or third fish. Something else I think is essential in France, I know a lot of people don't really pay a lot of attention to it, is good quality bait. I don't use it straight out of the bag, like, well, I don't even in my UK fishing, but I like to glug it up with a lot of oils and liquids and stuff like that, and lots of different sizes. You know, keep the fish thinking, but even if you're going for one size, a good reputable, you know, bait that you have the utmost confidence in is a must, because they see lots of different bait, these venues, they're packed, or they've got someone fishing them week in, week out, all the way through the season. If you've got a good, proper high quality bait, rather than some old cheap and nasty, then, you know, you're going to catch more fish. It's just the way it is, no matter what you do, whether you add the liquids or the salmon or whatever I do with it. Quality bait, the fish are going to home in on it even more, especially if it's a busy week, or you're struggling during that week, the whole party, how many of you've gone is struggling. A quality bait will always shine through. Apply correctly, of course, it will always shine through. Another bit of kit which I always take, and I had some nightmares over the years, is a bait boat. Now, again, a good reputable bait boat. Most of the ones I've had over the years have broke. I've had to have them serviced a couple of times, or the batteries have run out, or I've had an absolute bloody nightmare with them. So I asked around a lot of my friends who do a lot more foreign fishing than me, and they recommended UK bespoke bait boats. They all use them. All the guys that go to bloody Hungary and France and Holland and Slovenia, Slovakia, and all over the bloody place. So rather than buy one, I've managed to ponce one off one of my friends, and I've only used it this week. We're on our 6th day here, Thursday. Yeah, we're on our 5th or 6th day, and it's been an absolute dream. I haven't even had to charge it up yet. I mean, I'm only going out 60 yards with 3 rods and baiting up and that, but I've not had to charge it up at all, and it works like a dream. You point it in one direction, it's one thing up, and it's easy to switch on. It's solid. Bloody hell, is it powerful as well. If you need that power, I tell you where this particular boat, I mean, I've got the standard boat. There's no echo sound or cameras, or you can have whatever you want. You can have it, hence why it's called bespoke bait boats. You can have it whatever configuration you want. So yeah, I mean, I've just got the standard boat, and I imagine it when it's really, really windy, which is going to be tomorrow. So I'm going to give it a good test tomorrow, because it's of a hull nature, and it takes 20 kilo of bait maximum, which is like, you know, if you're really having it off and putting lots of bait out, like some of these Hungarian waters and that, where you just can't take enough bait, it's going to ride through all them waves. It's going to get your rods out where it wants to be. If you've got a tiny little bait boat, not much power in it, it's not going to get there. You're going to burn the batteries out, have to recharge it and not use it and not have a good trip, are you? So if you're in the market for that boat, for a bait boat, have a look at UK bespoke bait boats. I can recommend them from what I've used them this week. You know, the nets, the slings. That I'll put all the details, I'll put it all in the description like I always do, and those are my essentials, my bits of kit that I take when I go on my French adventures. Well, you join me of the evening of the 6th day of our adventure to Meadow Lake. Now, not lots happened today. Reeled in this morning, 10:30ish, after having them couple of fish doing the photographs. Then we took you through the sort of bits of kit, the basic bits of kit, and a few essentials there that maybe have helped you. And the rest of the time, the rods have been in. I baited heavily just after I reeled in. And I've just put them back out there. It's 9 o'clock. We've got about 20-30 minutes before it gets dark. And I put my 3 rods out with the boat, quite a bit of bait again, so I've really freighted it up. So all day, that first batch of bait that went out there, they've been able to come across it, have a little feed on it, see it out there. All the little fish have been having a little feed, so they've been getting used to it without any lines in the water. And I find that works on these pressured waters a lot. Gets you more bites, definitely. So we've just freighted it up again because we've got a big low pressure coming in tonight, light rain, really strong wind. So tomorrow, right, if you can see over there, right, see over there, that's where Roger is. And the wind's going to blow straight into his face, some big gusts, and he's going to be holding on for dear life. It's going to be fun, because I'll be on the back of it, but I'll probably get blown away as well. But yes, that's why I've freighted it up, because low pressure, big freight up, 25 degrees today, and they're going to be on it feeding tomorrow all day, I reckon, with those strong winds. So that's why I've put a lot of bait out. Got tonight and tomorrow night to do. So tomorrow night's a little bit of a write-off because we've got to leave early, so I won't be putting as much bait out. I'll be trying to get Nick another bite before we go. But I've built on that today. We're putting all that bait out, the mixed size boilies, and you know, the sweet corn. It's all out there, all in different areas along that little gravel seam where it goes into the silt where we get all the bites from. So I reckon we're in for a couple more fish at least before we go. Well, fingers crossed anyway, and I hope Roger gets a big one. He had a 34-pound plus common today, so he's over the moon. That's his PB common. He's happy, but he wants a bigger one. I'd like to see him catch a 40-pounder, because I think last year was 42 or 43 he had. I want to see him catch something over that, so it's a bit PB common and a PB mirror, and it's easily done in here. You've seen the fish that I've had. It's easy to do your PB on here, definitely. Right, that's me, as per usual this time of night. Kettle on, sit there, for the next couple of hours before I get some sleep, because I reckon I'm going to be up in the middle of the night or early morning before that storm hits with a bite. So see ya in the teeth of the storm tomorrow. What better way to start a last and final full day with another cracker. It's just about to start raining again, as it always does here at the moment, and also we've got a big windy storm coming in, low pressure, and this one took cracking, another cracking big mirror, 4912, biggest of the trip so far. Check that bad boy out, look at that one, look at that. Whew. Lovely fish, 4912. I still feel the rain starting to start. Have a look at that, what a brilliant trip we got. Our last night now, going into that later on today. Another beautiful fish. Right, I'm going to get her back. Ooh. Bivy because the wind and rain has started out there. It's going to continue all day, going into our last night. I thought it's a little time to take a little bit of reflection on how the session's gone. Started off a little bit slowly, but after continually putting the bait on the same spot and fishing the 3 rods with quality bait over that spot, the vitamin definitely helped to keep me in the swim, I think, to produce those bites. You know, very effective rigs, those blowback rigs. So I hope I've given you a little bit of food for thought in your French fishing with the rigs to use and bait to use and how to apply it. And the lake is brilliant. I think I've only scratched the surface. You know, I've had some absolute cracking beasts of fish, scaly ones, long ones, fat ones, big ones, you know, all over 40 pound, apart from that stunning linear, which was mid-30. All in all, we've had an absolutely brilliant trip. The lake, which is, as I said at the beginning, is 10 acres in size, about 200 fish in here, half of them are over 40 pound, and 15 to 20 of them are over 50 pound. I think we've just been a little bit unlucky with the size of the, well, not unlucky with the size of the fish, but to catch 1 or 2 of those bigger ones. But we've still got a night left, haven't we? Facilities here are good. I mean, you've got a blindingly hot shower, you've got 2 freezers, you've got English plug sockets, you've got a cooker, you've got all the utensils for cooking, you've got a fridge as well. Yeah, and the bailiff is very unobtrusive. I've seen him once all week. He come over to check if we was all right. We had everything was okay. If he could do anything for us, you know, French bailiff, he was spot on. It's about 7 hours from Calais down to Limoges region, in between Limoges and Montlucon. Stunning area, really, really quiet. If you want somewhere to get away from it all and not hear the hustle and bustle of everyday life, this area around here is absolutely special. It's an absolutely lovely, beautiful area. Supermarket's 15 minutes away, I suppose, and it's got everything you could ever want in there. So on the whole, it's been, for me, for my first trip to Meadow Lake, an absolute brilliant trip. I've really enjoyed it. We caught some lovely fish, and we've still got a night to go. What I want you guys to do, if you want to, is ask me any questions to do with the vlog, the rigs, the bait, anything at all. I'll put loads of information down in the description of this video. If you've got any questions that I haven't talked about to do with Meadow Lake, please just put them in the comment section and I'll do my best to answer them. I'll point us in the direction of the guys who run Meadow Lake. you can look on their website, mirrorpoolfisheries.com, and they've got 4 lakes on there. You want to go to the one Meadow Lake. They've got Mirrorpool, Mayflower and Millstone as well, so plenty to choose from, but just specific about Meadow, go and have a look on there. Go and have a look at the website. There's lots of information on there, but by all means, please contact me, either questions here or go onto my Instagram page and ask me questions on there. Just DM me or on my Facebook page, and I'll be only happy to help you with your trip if you're looking to come here. Right, I'm going to get a kettle on because it's absolutely pouring out there, and we're going to get ready for our last night in France, and I'm looking forward to maybe having another one. Hopefully it'll be £50. If not, it doesn't matter because I've already had a great trip. Just sitting down, have a cup of tea, all the rods are sorted, just enjoying the sunset. The sun's going down. Left hand rod, 1 toner again. Madness. Lovely £42 mirror, just for dark. Latest one in the evening I've caught, or earliest in the evening I suppose. They've all been in darkness, well, all in early morning, apart from one in dark. Look at this, 42 mirror. Lovely, clean, thick set, big old mirror again. That's not bad for starting off your last night, isn't it? This might be the last one. I doubt it though. I've got a feeling we're going to have at least one more tonight. Look at that, baby. Right, let's get her back before it gets dark. Seems like a final night here is going to be a bloody damn eventful one. So I've had another one at 42 earlier on, and now this one, £50, 4 ounces. This gets a bit of tree out of the way. God, it's getting on my nerves. £50, 4 ounces. What we come here for? It's a male fish as well. It's long. God, did it give me a fight. Unbelievable fight. Most of the time he was on the top of the water fighting like a crazy thing all over the swing. Let's have a look. Oh, let its fin up and everything. Just take a look at this. This is something special. This has made my trip. Look at it. Look at it tensing up. Look at it tensing up like a crazy thing. Oh, look at that. Look at its fin up and everything. Oh, £50, 4 ounces. Oh, what a beast, eh? What a beast. Oh, look at that. Well, I'm made up, mate. I'm going to recast that rod out, I don't think. I think I'm going to try and get myself some sleep. Although I've got 2 rods left out. Look at this for a beast, eh? Right, I'm going to get her back, pack a few things away, and get ready for the morning. Made up. Look at this beast, look at it. Oh, what a whacker. All packed up, all ready to go home. Packed all the gear away into the van, went to start the van, and the battery is flat as a pancake, would you believe? So just wait for the bailiff to come along, give us a jump start, and then we're done. So thanks for watching, guys. Sorry for the calamity at the end. No more fish during the night. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. See you for the next one.